Hi everybody, Jackie here with Dan Barron of Barron Law. How you doing today?
Doing well, Jackie. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So today we're talking about a will versus a trust. So what is a will?
Well, will is your bare bones minimum to tell the world who's going to be the administrator of your estate, and for lack of a better term, who's going to get your stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So people who don't have a plan or don't have a will, they think, well, I don't have a plan, right?
Right.
Well, that's not true, because if you don't, then the state has a plan for you, and they'll dictate who's going to administer your estate and who gets what.
And that might not be what you want.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but it also, it's a roadmap for probate. Because
Okay.
if you have a will, then you are going to go to the probate court. You can establish guardianship for your children. And again, it's kind of the bare bone minimums to outline who's going to get what.
Who's going to get what? So when is a will insufficient, or why is a will insufficient?
Well, as I've already alluded to, a will is insufficient because, number one, it does not avoid probate whatsoever. And the average time to administer a will through probate is 18 months.
Ouch.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, the minimum time by law is 6 months, because this way creditors are allowed to make claims on any debts owed by the estate. But the average time is 18 months. It's also more costly. So people don't realize that the average cost to take something through probate is between 5 and 10%. And that statistic is actually according to the AARP. Also, it's public. So anything that goes through probate, it used to be that you could drive down to the probate court and you would go ahead and just pull up someone's file.
Wow.
Now it's even easier, because you could literally go online and find out exactly what someone had after they passed, who got what, and everything. It's all online. There's also no control and no asset protection.
It's really out of their hands at that
Exactly.
point.
Yeah.
So what is a trust?
So a trust is like a contract. It's a contract between you and the world, laying out a set of instructions. Okay, it's kind of like a will, but with a trust, you have control even after you've passed. So with a will, you pass away, there's an outright distribution to beneficiaries, presumably your children. With a trust, it takes it a step further, and it provides asset protection so that money's not blown. Okay. And you can go ahead and have that set of instructions that can be carried out from now until forever.
And that's a huge advantage, to have that control after you've passed and to be able to set those rules. You really know what everything that you worked for is going towards that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when are trusts used?
Well, as I've alluded to already, number one, to avoid probate.
Yeah.
Probate is expensive. It's not efficient. So a trust is used to avoid probate.
Yeah.
Secondly, most often trusts are used to save on taxes. Now, today, saving on taxes is not as a concern as maybe it was 10 years ago, because the government would give you an exemption. Today, it's $10 million. So you're not saving on taxes unless you have $10 million or more, okay? Yeah. But that exemption changes all the time. 10 years ago, it was only $1 million. But most often why people use trusts is for asset protection. Whether their kids are in a second marriage or in a marriage in general, or if if they have spending issues or creditor issues, that's when a trust is used.
Because you don't want to give someone with those types of issues a lot of money all at one time to just be, blown and wasted. You want to, make sure they're using it carefully.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So how do I determine whether I need a trust or a will?
Well, if you want to avoid probate, absolutely, that's one thing to consider. There are other ways to avoid probate, but a trust is definitely a safety net to take care of that altogether. If you want to avoid risking what you've spent a lifetime trying to build, we all don't have a crystal ball, so we don't know whether our kids might be in a happy marriage today, but we don't know if they're going to be in a lawsuit down the road, or if they're going to be going through a divorce down the road.
Right.
And that a trust can protect that. So if you want asset protection, especially for your kids, then I would consider a trust over a will. Also, if you want something that's more efficient and less costly, a trust would be better over your will. Bottom line, if you want to leave a legacy to your kids without having to worry about your estate being lost after you've passed,
Yeah.
then a trust is something you should think about.
So this is something, a lot of these points I didn't really know about. I think that a lot of people think of will and trust very synonymously,
Yeah.
but there are really key differences that matter a lot when you're leaving your legacy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to learn more and to get a free consultation with Barron Law, you can visit them online at barronlawcleveland.com. Thank you so much, Dan, for talking to us about this today.
Thank you.